everyone. I just want to do a quick video review on something that I don't see a lot of people talking about. Um, People have this idea of bugging out, and they're gonna go on foot, or they're gonna take their most expensive vehicle. Um, Before I get into that, this is gonna be video one of two or one of three. I'm still not sure. Uh, I want to do a second video on the history of bicycles and their purpose and how the bicycle is still is a very very reliable source of transportation. Um, so that will probably be video number two. And the only reason I'm gonna wait for that is because I took some video footage of my trip to Chicago, and I got some video and some some pictures of bicycles. So um, that'll probably be video number two. So what we're looking at here is a Trek. I'm not sure what kind of model this one was, but it's a Trek bicycle. It looks similar to the one that I bought, um, and this right here, that's another picture, is my bike. So um, I have wanted to get back into shape, and I loved riding my bike as a kid, and also when I moved out of my parents, me and my dog used to go into the hiking trails and just hit the trails uh, when it wasn't muddy or anything, just completely dry, um, just full blown, full speed. We had way too much fun. So here um, is at the bicycle shop where I bought the bike. Um, Back here would be the trainer that I bought, and then that cable that runs on the back all the way over here. That actually mounts to the handlebar, and that has a little lever, and then that roller thing puts pressure on the tire depending on the little lever. So you can put more pressure to make it harder to pedal, or less pressure so you can go faster. Um, but it's a good way to get yourself or your legs back into shape when riding this bicycle. Here, I also bought the little block, and there's a little cut right there, and the front tire sits there, so that when if this is indoors, you can sit on top of it, and this holds the tire, or the front tire, in place while you get on top of it. So really cool. Um, and this is set up here in my house. I know the picture's kind of crappy. There's the block. It's not supposed to be like that. It's actually supposed to be flat. But that's just I just took a quick picture. You guys can see here comes the cable all the way down, goes down here, all the way back. That is a pair of bike shorts that I was looking at to get, because after riding it indoors, I noticed that they're starting to get a little bit chafing. So I bought me a good pair of bicycle shorts, and here it is now. So it doesn't look anything like that or that, as you guys can see. Okay, look, see that? See that? No rack, no nothing back here, nothing here. Okay, this is what it looks like now. So I love riding my bicycle. I like um, everything about it. One of my goals after owning it and looking at videos and reading posts and forums is that I wanted to turn it into a commuter bike. Now I live in a really tiny town, um, so there is actually a grocery store that is not even half a mile, maybe zero point 0.4 miles away, that I can ride my bike, go buy groceries, and then come back. And so I want to turn it into a commuter bike, and I will go into detail here in a minute as to why. Um, First, let's go over what I have. Of course, you guys see the bike rack on the back. That's Bontrager bike rack. The tires on this bicycle are made by Bontrager. I believe Bontrager and Trek teamed up, and they use a lot of Bontrager parts. The bicycle shorts that I bought are Bontrager. So it's a really great company, really lightweight rack. Uh, it's I like it. Okay. The other thing you're gonna see is the little bike seat post satchel bag. Um, the reason I bought this is because in January we had like a nice, really warm weekend. I decided to ride my bike to the post office. Here where I live, we don't have mailboxes. Everybody has a PO box. So the post office is literally 2 blocks away, and I'm not gonna go ride my car to go get my mail. Okay, so and my church is 3 blocks away, and I'm not gonna ride my car to go to church. So this right here, I can ride this to the post office, and I can ride it to church. I've done that a couple times now. I can put my mail in here, so you guys can see this little thing back here. That's a little chain or locking thing for the bike. I bought this, all this separate. It's blue, dark blue, like the color of the bike. I just want to keep it matching. Um, the seat is also replaced. It was a little too stiff for me. This is made out of gel. Really comfortable. Uh, Not sure who likes it, but it's really comfortable. This little thing, um, I could have bought a cup holder that has the 2 screws, but I ended up putting my pump here. I bought a air pump that mounts to the bike, um, and it works great. I already tried it; it's amazing. Um, Anyways, I couldn't mount anything else, so my girlfriend bought this for me for Valentine's Day, and something else. Can't remember what it was. But anyways, it's a universal bottle thing holder. It pretty much mounts to any bike. This right here, the frame of the bike, is not round. It's kind of like a flat oval, which it's all for. Uh, it's done that way because of makes it stronger and lightweight. Uh, Again, here you get a better close up. That's the little chain lock that I bought. Um, this is the little satchel where I put my mail, my keys. I hang right here, and I put my phone here, and then I listen to my. I have a pair of Bluetooth headphones, so I can put my phone here, and I can listen to my headphones, and put my mail there. Um, it's got a reflector thing here. Uh, the tires here at the bottom. I don't know if you guys can see that right there. It's a quick release thing, so it's not like your cheap ass Walmart bikes. Kind of like this. The seat post has a quick release too, and I'll explain that in a minute. Um, Again, gel expedition is who makes the seat. Um, what else? That's the pump. It's got a little pressure PSI thing right there. Really awesome. It works great, and it's just pop it on and off real quick. You don't have to unscrew it or anything. It just comes on and off, and it's secure, so it's not gonna like fall off or anything. It's got front suspension. Um, it's it's pretty awesome. If, for example, I get off the sidewalk and I put my pressure on the handlebar, this goes up and down because the suspension is just amazing. The seat has a suspension as well. Um, I've done a little experiment where I get off the sidewalk, and instead of like getting my butt off the seat, I just sit on it. It hurts a little bit, but the seat actually goes up and down. Um, Suspension on the seat is amazing as well. It's a 21 speed bicycle. is from 127 and from 123 on this one. This right here is for my camera when I mount my camera. Um, it's a Trek, that's a model Shift 2, and it's a size 21, not a 21 speed. That's the size of the bicycle or the bike frame. And that's about it. So now, as far as the cost of the bicycle and the trainer, a friend of mine that works with me, he works part time at a bicycle shop, and he said, "Hey, we're having an open house," and I told him, because he overheard me looking for a bike, and so I went, and they had a special. It was 20% off. Let me get a drink of water. And the whole bicycle and the trainer, it was like $680. Um, of course, I didn't pay the whole thing right away. I made payments on it. Um, so I really like the bicycle. It's well worth it. The trainer pays for itself. You can ride the bicycle inside. You can practice. You can train your legs and your feet and your body, so that when it's springtime and summertime, then you're good to go and go bike riding. Yes, you're gonna see this red down here, and the reason for that is for me to remember stuff. Uh, the trainer, this right here, it's called a skewer. I call it an axle, okay? Because I'm in the trucking industry, so I call that an axle. The trainer came with one, and the bicycle you need, it already has one. But you're supposed to use the one that came with the trainer. Well, this one and the one that came with the trainer are literally exactly the same. Uh, but because I didn't want to risk it and I didn't want to break anything, every time I mount this to my trainer, I have to take this off and put the one that came with the trainer on here. Now, to take this off and put the other one on, it takes less than 20 seconds. Okay, you don't have to take the tire off. You don't need any tools. You don't need anything. Okay, you just see the little lever back here. You just push that down, and then this right here, you just unscrew it until it comes off, and then you pull out the skewer, and then put the other one back on. It looks the same, just stick it in there, and then put the nut back here and tighten it, and then the little lever, just push it back up, and it's good to go. I mean, it's really simple. Um, and this one, the little lever right here, I painted it red with a Sharpie, and that is why you guys will see. Maybe I skipped it. That is why you guys see the red down here. It's because if that skewer, the little axle is the little handle is red, then it means it's the one that came with the bike. If it's not red, then it means it's the one for the trainer. It's just something stupid for me to remember. What else? So that is it on my bicycle. Um, some of the other things that, like I said, my goal is to turn this into a commuter bike. Um, so, for example, I should get here by Tuesday or Wednesday of next week, or in 4 or 5 days. I bought these. Uh, they're called J N JANDD Panini grocery bag, and this is what it looks like. So, pretty much, it's. Let me rewind a little bit. It's flat, as you guys can see. There's no screws, there's nothing to mess with it, it's just flat, and it's got a little bunch of cord. These two hooks on the top mount to the top of the bike rack, and then that hook that there at the bottom mounts to the bottom of the bike rack. And one thing that you'll run it through there, and here, this is how easy it is to attach and detach. You hook it to the bottom of the bike rack, pull it up, and then those two hooks at the top and onto the top. Okay. Um, it's flat, so if you're not gonna use it, just keep it nice and flat, like so. Okay. And if, for example, let's say you here in town, there's a grocery store, which I'm thinking of doing this, like going to the grocery store and buying grocery and riding my bicycle and stuff like that. Um, but it opens up. You got a lot of space, a lot of compartment. Um, and the coolest thing about this is that it actually can take a lot of weight, um, and it's not gonna like collapse or you know fall to one side. So here you put in a lot of liquor or water, whatever it is, and then some food, and you can see that the integrity of this is still square. So it's not like all leaning to the side and like it's gonna fall. Okay, I bought two of these used ones on eBay. Uh, they're all black, and one's gonna go on one side, the other one's gonna go on the other. The top of the bike rack. Oops. So this, there's gonna be nothing on the top, so that's gonna be free. So I can like put stuff up there if I wanted to. They sell these little covers on top, so if you're gonna go ride it, you put that on top so that it doesn't fall. One of the coolest things about this too is though that let's say you get to an area like here where I live, they have free movie nights downtown, and me and my girlfriend like to ride our bikes. You can put all your stuff in here, your little picnic blanket, whatever, and you can easily detach it real quick and carry it over the shoulder. I thought this was a little cool thing to buy for my bicycle. Um, I like that it's flat and then it turns into a square. Um, Here it is with both of them on each side. Um, so it's a really cool. Like I said, this guy's gonna look like a mine. The top is gonna be there's not gonna be anything. It's just gonna be flat, and then you can attach like whatever you want on top. Um, so that's my goal with the bicycle is to turn it into a nice little commuter bike. Um, and as far as anything else, that's the only thing I was gonna do to it. I already got the bike rack. That's the only thing I need. Now I've seen a lot of videos and read people's comments on about bikes, and you know, before or after I had bought the bicycle, I wanted to find a way to carry my buggle bag with me and my bicycle on my bicycle, and I couldn't like just think straight. So I was like, okay, I need to buy me a tricycle. So I started looking into buying tricycles, and there was a guy who had bought a Schwinn tricycle. It literally looks just like this, and the axle on the back broke because he was putting too much weight on the back. And a lot of these have a very low weight limit. I mean, we're talking less than 300 pounds. So it can be very easy to overload these and just like break something. So in a SHTF situation, you don't really want to break anything. Okay. Um, Bicycles, there's plenty of them. Many people own bicycles. You can find them in almost any household. You can find spare parts, tubes, chains, links, uh, accessories, you name it. You can find bicycles almost in every household. Okay. Um, Tricycles, not so much. So then I started looking. Okay, maybe I can get a industrial tricycle. Um, well, first of all, I wanted a fat tricycle, and after looking into it, I realized that a lot of this stuff has to be custom made, or it has to be custom, like the rims and the tires and just everything. So, I mean, for a fat trike. Regular trike you can find anywhere, but a fat trike you just have to mess with a lot of stuff. Like you have to replace the fork here on the front to get like a fat trike to fit in there, and then you gotta mess with the stuff back here and then the linkage and everything. The other thing that I found with the tricycles is that a lot of them are either a 1-speed or a 3-speed. Mine's a 21 speed. If you guys don't know, you know, if you guys never ridden a bicycle, if you guys ride a single speed, it's gonna kill you. You're gonna put more effort going up a hill. Um, it's just it's a 1 speed. With a 21 speed, it's a whole lot different. It's like night and day. So that's the downside to some of these tricycles that either they're 1 speed and the one that are 3 speed cost more. So I looked into it. I mean, I was looking at about $1,200–$1,300 for a fat trike. So then I started looking into an industrial tricycle, something like this, kinda, where you can put a lot of weight. Again, you're looking at a lot of money when it comes to industrial tricycles. So that was out of the question. Um, and I didn't want to go with something like this, like a Schwinn or something like this, because, like I said, the weight capacity is very low, and they're 1 speed. Most of them are 1 speed. I think there's one or two manufacturers that make a 3 speed. So it's literally just, why bother? So people were suggesting to me, it's like, instead of buying a tricycle and spending way too much money on it, why don't you just buy a cargo little trike thing? And I was like, well, I never thought about that. So then I started looking into buying like a little bike cargo trailer. This is something that I've been wanting to get. As you guys can see, it's cheap, $106. This one will hold up to 176 pounds. 176 pounds this little thing will hold. Okay, here's a better picture of it. Now, as you guys can see, the downside to this would be the how big it is. So let's say you are bugging out and you're wanting to go in between cars and stuff like that. This is going to prevent you from doing that. You're going to have to take the emergency lane, or if you're downtown and you're riding this, it's going to take a lot of space on the sidewalk, or it might like be on one side, might be on the road, whatever. Okay, but you guys can see it takes a lot of space. And let's rewatch it again. Okay, so it's a nice little cart, but it takes some space. The only, like I will say, the pro thing about this though is that it's 176 pounds. Okay, so I'm still debating if I want to get this. There's two other options. The other one is called the bug out bag, I think. It's called a bob trailer. Um, and it's a really simple design. It's very like narrow, so it's not gonna take as much space. Um, it holds up to 60 pounds, I believe. Um, 70 pounds is the capacity on this. Um, I, and it's expensive as hell too. I mean, I think this was like $400. Just $400 for this thing. So, too expensive, and you have to hook it up to the back of where the skew goes. Um, so then I started looking into something else. This is called Burley Travoy by Commuter trailer, and maybe I can find a YouTube video for you guys. Um, I really like this, and I'll show you guys why. Hopefully you guys can see this perfectly. This is my first time using this video thing. So here, instantly, the bike or the trailer, instead of mounting back here to the axle, it mounts underneath the seat post. Okay, so automatically right there, I don't need a trike. I can use my bicycle that I have and just get the little trailer for it. Um, Now here, depending on the size of the bike and everything, this might not actually fit perfectly, but they sell an attachment to you can attach it to right here, the very back of the cargo, the bike rack. So it's like a little bike rack extension. So instead of mounting it underneath the seat post, you can mount it on the bike rack. As you guys can see, it's very low profile. And one of the downsides to this is that if you have a buggle bag or something like that, it's way down underneath. So it's like getting all the dirt or the mud or the grud. Something like this, not so much because it has like a cover. Let's see if I can find a better view. It's got a cover on top, and then the bottom is again, it's all covered up. So we know that this one is way out of the question. Um, One of the things that I like about this one though is that here in a second I'll show you. Um, because it's so high up, and they make two different colors, like yellow and gray, and then gray and white. Um, it gives you like a better stability when you're riding your bike. So as you can see, like any buggle bag would be perfect for this. This holds up to 70 pounds as well. So this is your typical flat laying bike trailer. Again, it mounts here, and then this one mounts up here. So because you're putting more weight here on the back tire, when you're actually putting it on the seat, you get better, better power, better motion. You don't use as much energy, and it's really easy to disassemble. There is a section, and look at this. This is how easy it is to detach. I mean, that was what, less than 2 seconds to detach it from the bike. Take it inside the grocery store. Boom. Put your stuff in there. Load it up. Check it out at the cash register. Um, Now the whole bag itself, they sell that separately. You can buy the bag and then the trailer separately. All I need is pretty much just a trailer. Um, Go and check out. This is a really great design. And then it takes literally less than 2 seconds to attach it back to the bike. And there you go. Now you're good to go. So I'm thinking of going with this, uh, so I can carry my bottle bag. Again, very narrow, as you guys can see, compared to the trailer. So you don't take a lot of space on the lane, um, and just the way it mounts is just 10 times better. You guys can see the guy, how fast he's going. Um, One of the reasons I wanted a bicycle, well, besides working out, was that it hit me that I need a way of carrying my backpack, and I need a way to transport myself faster. Um, I can go 10 miles in like an hour ish. Uh, an hour, yeah, an hour on my bicycle. Or I can go 10 miles walking in about 3.5 4 hours. So there is an advantage. How much time do I have? There is an advantage to having a bicycle. You travel faster. You can carry your stuff with you. You don't need any, you know, for example, this bike. This is a like a moped bike. Downside to this, you got an engine. You need oil. You need filters. You need coolant. You need fuel, and it has to be, some mopeds use like some sort of special type of fuel. Um, Water, oil, filters. You need tools to maintain this. With a regular bicycle, um, the only thing you're gonna need is maybe like a hex key set and a screwdriver and a multi-tool, and that's about it. As you guys can see here, this is a regular bicycle. He's got a bike rack on the back. He's got a pannier bags on the back, some bags here, and his shotgun mounted to the front. Um, Same with this guy. He has a little trailer with a regular bicycle, no engine. So this is a nice little example of just a regular bug out bike. Okay, so bicycles are definitely a must. I will save my story of my girlfriend, buying her bicycle for video number two, because that's gonna get into a little bit of length. On video number two, I'm gonna talk about the history of the bike, as well as her story, and why you should never ever buy a Walmart bike. Uh, you should always go with even if it's gonna cost a lot more, just save up and buy it once you have the money. Here we have another example of a regular mountain bike uh, with a trailer. Now the only thing I do want to mention as well is this right here is a hybrid bike. If you go with a road bike, you're going to get much more speed, much more distance, uh, much just speed and distance. Okay, but if you decide to take the back roads and they're all gravelly and there's rocks and everything, you can be damn sure you're gonna get a flat tire. Okay, if you get a mountain bike and you go on the road, you're gonna be going slower, pedaling a little bit more. Um, but if you go through a gravel road, then you're gonna have the advantage. When you go hybrid, you get the both. You get the speed, but also the durability of the tires. Um, oh, and then the other thing I'm gonna buy for the bike, sorry, is a little speedometer and odometer, so I can keep track of, if I'm training indoors, how far I travel, or if I'm gonna ride around the town, how much I've traveled. So that's it, guys. Thanks for watching. Just keep in mind. Uh, Let me know what you guys think. A lot of people have their own idea of a bicycle, and I mean, I've seen people have fat bikes, which can cost anywhere from like 1,000 to all the way up to like $3,000 or $4,000. Um, and a fat trike is nice, but they're way too expensive. Uh, Something simple like this is perfect. Like I said, just do not go with a Walmart bike ever. And as far as transportation, you have options. You can have a little cart that mounts to the back. You can have something that stands up. Um, I've seen people use this to like they just lean it back a little bit and they use that as a seat. Tires come off real nice and simple and quick. Um, so that's it, guys. I'll do a separate video once I get everything uploaded from my Chicago trip, and um, let me know what you guys think. I'll, I'm sure I probably missed a few topics I was going to talk about. Um, but that's it, guys. Just get yourself a bicycle. They're everywhere. Every household has them. There's tons of spare parts. If something should happen, fine. You can find a bicycle in the garage or in the shed or in the barn or in the basement. of a house. Everybody has it. You don't have to worry about uh, maintenance. You don't have to. With a bicycle, you don't have filters, oil, coolant, uh, grease, parts that fail, injectors and transmission and motor and anything. You're the motor, you're the transmission, you're the injectors, you're the fuel. Everything that is a car, you are that. Uh, and a bicycle is a must. Uh, and it's also fun. Don't think of getting a bicycle. Oh, I need to get me a bicycle so I can use it as a bago bike. Think of it more like I need a bicycle so I can go riding and get into shape and go have fun with family. There's a lot of stuff where you live that a lot of people don't realize. Like we went bike riding and we went downtown. There's a trail that goes to the park through downtown, and then we went out to go eat downtown. And there was a nice little restaurant that had tacos, and we parked our bikes out on the outside the restaurant, and we sat on the patio, and we had lunch, and then we rode our bikes, maybe 2 miles back to the park, to the parking lot. There's just so much fun stuff to do. They do nature walks, and they started doing nature bike rides. So where they go and then they explain to you the nature, the birds, the trees, and then it's kind of like a stop and go. There's so much stuff you can do with bikes, and it's so much fun. So thanks for watching. I hope you guys liked the video, and um, I'll get the started on the second video as soon as I get the pictures and the video I took. So thanks for watching.